Hey guys, how is everybody? Damn, I'm gonna have to get me one of them teleprompters that them damn lying politicians use. Or either just start learning to bullshit more. I don't know. But I've tried to shoot this video more times than I care to mention. Seems something always goes wrong. I forget what I'm saying. And I end up starting over. But I know I'm not the only person out there that does that. But with that said, here on the little 351, you've probably seen the video of it by now. If not, it's probably the video behind this one. I was not trying to start shit with the title of it. I was just being brutally honest with how I built this saw. I didn't put it together as an all-out work saw. It was just borderline cookie cutter, something to play with, or something to take out and cut small firewood with really fast. And it is a really fast, zippy saw for what it is. There's video on the channel. It'll fall through a 8-inch piece of good sound poplar that's pretty much seasoned in like 2 seconds flat. It ain't 3 cube race saw territory, but it's pretty fast for firewood saw. But with that said, I'd already had it into some bigger wood. I knew what it was going to do. I just wanted to share with you guys on the channel. You know, someone will say, well, it's a short bar. Not for a 50cc saw. 18-inch. It's a full comp, full chisel. It is not an anti-vibe or a safety or anti-kickback. Whatever the hell you want to call it. It's a pro-grade chain on the saw. It was really, really aggressive when I got it. The cutters and the drags were all over the place on it. I've touched it up the fall a couple of times. Got it cutting pretty decent now. But with that said, you know, it just is what it is. It's about what you would normally see on a 50cc saw. We'll just leave it at that. But it would easily handle a 20. And if you wanted to, I don't know, if you wanted to put a 24 on it for some reason or another, I don't know, you could, I guess, but if you had the chain set up right. But it would be really, really unbalanced and feel like crap in my opinion. But with that said, I really don't understand a lot of the things a lot of other people do, but to each their own. Anyway, to the build, it ain't nothing special. The title of that video pretty much told the saw. We'll start with the dang muffler. It's just an aftermarket muffler. I just didn't have a good one here to put on it. It's got a piece of 3/4 inch conduit tacked into it, and that is it. The existing port that was there ain't even been touched. And it's opened up and port matched the exhaust port, which is, you know, opened up a little bit. That port's pretty damn wide. It's pretty squared off, it's polished, and it's set down on 100 degrees. For a 50cc saw without a bunch of machine work, that's a pretty high roof, most people will agree. Again, I was just building it to play with, or for myself. Transfers, it has those damn removable caps. It's the OEM 351 cylinder, what you'd find on a later model 350, 45mm. I went in and done a little work there. The caps were already off of it when I got the cylinder. Were they hogged out? That depends on who you are, I guess, but we'll just say there's some pretty good flow characteristic work done, or what little I could do. Transfers are raised, angles on them changed. They crack at 123, all 4 of them. It is a quad port design. I guess you could call it a closed port. It's not completely closed off like a 346 jug though. Let's see, it does have several finger ports cut into it, and I'll just leave it at that. It is what it is. Again, was building a cookie cutter. Intake timing, intake floor is pretty flat, it's pretty wide, it's got a pretty good texture to it, got 160 degrees of duration from open to close, and that's checking it with a degree finder. With the intake barely cracked open, around the top dead center and back down and closed off. You can take that for what it's worth. I think it's got the port work covered. It's got the later model intake boot, or it's got a new intake boot, the updated partition and metal clamp. I recommend doing that on any of these saws. It's just the proper way to do it. Any other way you do it, you're probably going to end up in air leak sooner or later. And most builders will agree with me on that. But anyway, it's still got the 351 or 350 carb on it. That's just a 350 cover on it, by the way. Got a pretty healthy ignition time in advance. It ain't no compression king. I just put a gauge on it. About 160 is the most I could get out of it. And, you know, the rings ain't completely seated yet. It may pick up another 5 or 10 psi. Who knows? Does have a base gasket delete, and the base of the cylinder was cleaned up a little bit. It's just something I always do, but squish is like 30 thousandths, give or take. We'll just leave it at that. It ain't nothing super tight. Guys, I think I've covered it all. If you ain't watched that other video, it should be the one before this one. You're welcome to go watch it. But is it the strongest 50cc saw in the world? No, but it runs pretty damn good for what it is. I like it. It suits me. I'm expecting the next one I build here, which will be this week coming, I hope. I'd ordered it's here in this box. It's a 44.3, I think. 346 top end to go on the 340 that we done the 350 conversion on. That saw ran good, torquey. It just wasn't what I wanted. With the open port design, I don't know. It may want more blowdown or something, I don't know, but I just couldn't get it to run the way I wanted it to do. And this cylinder didn't really set me back much money, so I chose to just go that route and see what I ended up with, because I was kind of going for a sleeper kind of saw, to be honest with you, kind of like what we've got here. But anyway, that'll be a video we get into. But the next one you see will probably be the 460. I've got the throttle linkage here. If we get it running, we'll have a video on it, which will be up probably the day after this video. But, you know, it's getting near summertime, and, you know, the saw videos may slow down. We get out into the woods, I may try to video some, but we'll just have to see. Nothing's set in stone yet. But as always, you know, just thought I'd share a little bit of the info of the build on this. There's nothing secretive about it. Just a simple build anyone can do. If you're trying to cut finger ports into one, I'd recommend you practice on some junked cylinders. It's very, very, very easy to screw up a cylinder doing that if you're not well practiced. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Y'all stay safe, and everybody have a good day.